Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Resilient with your host, me, Wintertooth100. And in today's episode, we are going to be working on this bridge. But before we get started, let's go ahead and turn around. Be sure to check out the links in the description below. Down there, you're going to find links to the other members of the server. They're uploading content regularly. You'll be able to enjoy some of their videos. Also, while you're down there, be sure to check out the link for my Twitch where I do my live streaming, and Twitter where I give you guys all my updates. And hit that notification bell, because the notification bell is super important if you want to see when my videos come out, which is every single day. Aha, I knew I missed something. I knew it. So I've been busy with this build, and I just want to do a quick rundown. Oh yeah, dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. I don't know if I have any stone. Yes I do, I got lots of stone. Aha! Such preparedness. Pop that out, put this in. I don't have any grass though. I definitely for sure don't have any grass. Okay. I just want to start off this video by doing a quick tour of things that I did on and off camera. You're gonna notice at the end of last episode there's some stuff here that wasn't there in the last episode, like I added in this first little bit and the drawbridge. I'm not 100% on the drawbridge. I kind of like this thing though. I like the ramp. The drawbridge is okay. Obviously we can't have like real ropes climbing down these things, but I do like that in the classic Zelda Ocarina of Time you can climb up the ropes. So I really like that, but apart from that, it's like okay, it's neat. But we got our drawbridge finally in, and without it, of course, you wouldn't be able to actually get into the castle. So let's take this drawbridge across, and we'll take another gander at the stuff in here. I did some AFKing last night, this morning I guess, technically, at the coral farm, and got us a whole bunch of brain coral blocks, so we can fill in all of the walls that we did not fill in before, because we simply ran out of material. So now we can actually fill that in. So you see there's a bunch of gaps in here. I'm going to go ahead and fill this all in, or as much of it as these brain blocks will let me, which I think should cover all of it. And once this is all filled in, I'm going to pop into a test world and kind of design what that bridge is going to look like, because I have no idea what it's going to look like. And then we'll be able to build it. There was a drawbridge that's supposed to be here that I did not originally include. So this drawbridge is technically new right here. And if you fall down there, and this is going to all the members of the server, if you fall down there, the only way back up is to pillar up. But if you break these blocks, you might find it's very difficult to replace them. We are sitting on a hovering dirt layer that has gravel layered on top of it. And if you break out that dirt layer, then it's a long drop to the bottom of the water. So yes, just be careful breaking out blocks over here, guys. You will find it's kind of tricky, or more of a pain really, to fix it. But we got the walls up. They're looking pretty great if I do say so myself, and I do say so. And we showed off at the end of the last episode that if you get on top of the walls, they are mostly all connected. Technically that section of the wall is not connected up, but they're all connected, and you can walk through the centers of the towers. You can climb to the tops of each of the towers. They're all connected up so you can run around. In fact, I think if we go to this one right here, it's close enough to that back wall that we can climb up there without actually having to break anything at all. Yes. And then if we follow this around, we can actually enter in a doorway on the other side over here and climb up into the towers. I know there's some weird cuts like just happened. There was a weird jump cut where I jumped forward. Just so you guys are aware, I try to be as professional as possible, and so when I sneeze or burp or what have you, it gets cut out, and that's like 70% of my cuts is me making a funny noise and editing it out. Just so you guys know. And I believe it's actually down this way, and now we're over here. Yep, I showed this off last time, but we're going to focus on bridge building this episode, and specifically that bridge crossing the water. And that should hopefully give us a much easier time getting back and forth from home base to the castle. I'm finding it very tedious to have to stick my boat down, or worse, swim. So, yep, let me go design that bridge in a creative world real quick, and then we'll come back here and build it together. Welcome to my creative world. I was not planning or intending to bring you guys in here, but I'm incredibly torn. There's a pattern in this bridge, which we're looking at right now. We're looking down on it from the sky. There's a pattern in this bridge that I really like, but I think I like it better in color, but the color doesn't go with the castle. And I'm a little torn on what to do with this exactly. I have put in some black concrete just to kind of separate them so we can see them more separate, a little easier. Obviously this would fit if we want to keep the design, but the color palette, which is just gray and kind of boring. And then of course I tried swapping it up with a couple of the others, like cobblestone with the dark prismarine, and then the normal stone with the whatever prismarine that is, just normal prismarine I guess. And then of course the full-on color. I like the full-on color best, but it just doesn't match anything. Like, I'm picturing on one side, here's this castle, it's very gray, and on the other side, here's this village, it's very brown with all the woods, and perhaps white with the like classic German style wool for windows and whatnot, or the what you call it, the, oh, I don't know, the old medieval used to have these plastered white walls. I think we're just gonna build it completely in the gray, and you guys can let me know down in the comments below if you prefer any of these other colors. Just let me know, you know, dark prismarine, normal prismarine, or full-on color, you know. Just convey it in a way that you know I'll understand it. Anyway, let's hop back into the other world and start building this. It's going to be incredibly repetitive, so it's probably not going to be a ton of fun to watch, but let's do it anyway. So something that we don't get from the creative world was the depth. I had to actually carve out the grass beneath this thing so I could kind of get a feel and design for what the bottom's going to be like. Well, we're going to have to actually design the bottom, like the actual depth part of it. Let's actually move that a little further away just in case. Don't want to be too close. Then we'll drop down a couple of these shulker boxes just to have them out of the way. But if I'm looking at my image correctly, each of these pillars is going to come out to the 5th position, and it should rise up 3, I believe, if we grab some of these guys and we make the entire floor out of these slabs. Then we can come through and replace them with the pattern later. I think that'll be the easiest. Even in the creative world, I was finding it tedious and difficult to do this a piece at a time. Like I built in the creative world, I did just the line on both sides, and even then it was tedious. I still had to come back out and break these bits out, and then I had to be really careful about not falling off. So I think this might be in our best interest to build it like this. Obviously we're going to have to knock down this obnoxious tree. But, oh, and that's another thing. This layer right here is actually where it starts moving down. Yeah, and this tree is just smack dab right in the way, isn't it? It's just super obnoxious, in your face. Hello, I'm a tree. So we're just gonna come through, and it's fairly simple, really. And I should have my shovel for this. I guess the most tedious part's gonna be this right here. Lining myself up, making sure it's correct, pillaring it all the way to the surface, and then finding out, look at that, we're wrong. That is wrong. Of course, that was intentional, but that's just to elaborate a point of how easy it is to do something and just have it be wrong. And we're probably going to end up dealing with that quite a bit. As tedious as that sounds, I'm actually going to need that gravel back to fix this down here. There we go. And then we'll break this all out. And like I said, in the creative world, it's probably going to be super tedious to watch this process. So I think I'm not going to make you guys watch it. I think I wasn't going to, but I think I'm going to break out camera account and get him on the server and try to do a third-person time-lapse of this. Get out of here, I don't need you. I think that'll be a lot more entertaining to watch than trying to do this first person with you guys and speak while I'm trying to concentrate, because I struggle with that greatly. The whole working and concentrating and talking all at the same time. So let's get Camera Bear out and roll that footage. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that time lapse. So, like I was mentioning, I did put the pattern in, but I did it in the grayscale. And if you guys like one of the other options, the other colors better, just let me know down in the comments and we can swap these out. I do have a guardian farm, so getting my hands on those materials is quite easy. But this was basically the only project that I had in mind for today, so pretty much done with today's episode's project. So let's take a quick look at it. Obviously it's just a very recurring pattern. It's all in the grayscale, so it's still kind of boring to look at. But something that I added were these little arches down under the water. And as I was building these, I couldn't help but get a feeling of like how epic it was starting to feel that this game now lets us do these kinds of details underwater, and it looks nice. And as I was building these, this like dark blue aura that I'm feeling under here, I just kept feeling like this underwater castle, like this is some kind of Atlantis. And oh man, it was just starting to feel really cool. So I'm actually really excited about having these little bits on the bottom, even though they're kind of hard to see from the surface. I think they add a lot to it. There's probably a little bit that needs to go on the bottoms down here, but I didn't quite figure that out, so we haven't done anything on the bottoms besides, again, when you're at the very top, you don't really see down there anyway. And if you're on the bridge, you really don't see down there. But it's looking pretty good. I'm pretty excited. You know, so far this project's coming along exactly as envisioned. We knew that there was going to be a bridge here, and there's a bridge here. I thought maybe I said in the beginning that this was going to be 7 wide, and somehow it's 5 wide. But I'm okay with it being 5 wide. I actually kind of like this a lot. Not a huge fan of this perimeter wall, but I didn't really know what to do with the rest of this land out here, and so I put a perimeter wall around it, and it's okay. It needs a lot of work still. But then you can also see like this gravel pathway supposed to kind of loop around, and this is mostly for the ease of access for, the castle wants to get goods stored in it. Yeah, that's what the castle does. It not only protects the king and queen. Oh, Joe's on. But it protects like the riches of the land, and the riches of the land are like food products, like grain that they want to store away, leathers, things that actually are of value that aren't literal coin. They're all kept safe in the castle, along with coin. Coin is also kept safe in the castle, but it has to be able to get here. So we come across and we're dragging like a wagon behind us, right? It's not really a straight stretch to get there, so of course the path is meant to kind of let them have this time to turn around and line up with it, and of course they would come across the bridge and work their way into the castle. But I think that's gonna be it for today's episode, guys. I think it might be a little bit of a shorter one, or maybe right on time. I'm not entirely sure. All I know is we got this awesome bridge finally installed. I'm very excited about it. Let me do the polite thing and take my hat off for you. Alright, that's gonna be it for today's episode, guys. Please leave a like if you liked, subscribe if you haven't, share with your friends, and I will see you guys in the next one.